Here comes Goku. Goku's over here in the red. We'll add the flags here. This is the opening round for both these. Opening round for Goku anyways. We've got Antagonist, who's a young player from Russia, who's really fast and really well prepared these days. I honestly would not surprise me to see he and another player, Wide, do big things. I think Wide is actually above him. I think Wide is in gold now. But it was a little bit of a surprise to me that Antagonist didn't end up making gold. I forget who he ran into. But I would have Antagonist as the favorite here in TTL Silver. So Silver, Gold, and Platinum are all similar in that you all play all three against 5 players in your group. Wherever you're based in that group after that determines your results. There was also prize pool per game. Here it is just $10 per win. But that's obviously still something that the players at this level don't always really have an opportunity to get. 10K league in silver, 25K league in gold, and then 65K for plat. And once plat rolls around, I'll be covering every single game. For now, with silver and gold, I'll be covering as much as possible until that starts. This map is slopes. So it's a slightly tweaked version of slopes if you remember the older versions, but most of it stays the same. Players are really far away from big wood lines, so if they want to take the wood on the sides, that will take some time and effort. But usually you're going to take the small wood lines, and then if players want to push deer, there's only one on both sides. So we made that tweak in the past. I think the first version of this map many years ago, it used to be 3 or 4 deer. And then this whole shorefish area was never taken because they could just push in the hunt. So it really, you can get 2, but it's a lot of wasted time because you have to go over here, you have to push in this one, then you have to go all the way back over here, push the other one. And by then, you really need to scout your opponent. So I think this is going to lead to variety. I think we'll see some players go for a drush. Some players will go for the deer push. And already, Goku's got 4 on wood right now. And I think he's going to go for the early barracks with the way. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably just going to be scouts for Antagonist. But yeah, they added the chickens and the hares recently. So we decided to put the hares on a lot of different maps to prevent players from pushing in deer with their scout. But I always like the option. So you will find on my maps, when there's chickens or hares, there is also the occasional deer. Because I hate removing that option. But I also hate that being the only option. I hate that being the only thing you should do. And that's what we've had, right? Like, we've just had it. You have to push the deer. If you don't push the deer, you're dead. I don't like that. I like the variety, at least on certain maps. And we've got 15 maps in the pool, so we might not see... It might take us a whole month to see every map for this season of Titans League. And here comes the barracks from Antagonist. And Goku pushed in... Or, sorry, from Goku. And Goku, if he's going to try and pressure with Militia, I would assume he needs to scout. But I think he's looking for his other 2 sheep. And Goku will delay his Feudalage with this, but he could possibly get some good pressure in. Antagonist, very clean builds. Dropping the barracks at home himself. Probably going to try Man-at-Arms with this barracks timing. That, or it could be the Frush. The French Drush, which is something Sato started. You make 2 militia, and then you go into archers. But considering the fact he's Romans, I'm kind of feeling like Man-at-Arms. Damn, that's really clean build. But you need those 2 deer, right? If it's just 1, you're not getting this uptime. Still a question on if he's going to have the resources to do everything he wants behind this. I think it's questionable whether or not he could make 3 militia and get Man-at-Arms. I think it's questionable whether or not he can get double bid-axe. Something's going to have to give. So maybe he does one or the other. Kind of confused by Goku's builds here. He had the barracks super early, and now he's clicked up. So it ends up being a similar build, but he built the barracks way earlier. It's interesting. Goku's looking around. You do kind of know where your opponent's town center is going to be because of the way the map spawns. So there shouldn't be any big mistakes there. Antagonist doesn't see the drush. Goku doesn't see the drush. Both players scouting the back. And it'll be 3 militia for Antagonist. He's moving forward. 3 militia for Goku. He's moving forward. Are they about to walk right into each other right now? Keep in mind, they don't know the other person is doing this. Just passing? That's so funny, dude. That's so funny. So they could both get surprised by this. Like, GoKu didn't even see the barracks yet. He saw the mill timing. The mill timing could give you some clues. Yeah, that's actually great game sense from him to understand a late mill probably means there's an early barracks. But in Antagonist's case, he's just now finding the wood line is walled up. The gold is walled up. And he hasn't pre-walled anything, so he doesn't know. Beautiful job from GoKu. You know, in the first game, you might be a little bit rusty. There might be some nerves. Here comes that scout now. Antagonist wasn't even expecting the scout, and now the militia's here. And now they're man-at-arms, and now he gets pushed off the gold. Honestly, though, the berries are really close by, so the town center could still protect, but this is some nice pressure from GoKu. I'm loving this. This is where you might want to consider a spearman to snipe that scout. Yeah, and Antagonist will need farms. Antagonist also needs the archer range. He also opened with a blacksmith, so he wanted armor. But he's really not going to have a lot of food right now. There will be an additional villager for GoKu after the double bit axe upgrade. But still, a lot could change here. They could easily be an overchop here. So GoKu needs to be careful. And Antagonist has the farms down. And Antagonist is actually just going to take the berries on this side. I'd be happy with the damage from GoKu. But again, with the berries this close, it's kind of frustrating how you don't have confidence that you can attack those vills right now. It's just easier for him to focus on his farms and just sit there, attack the mill. Because if you take down the mill, it's a huge, huge value. So Antagonist is forced to repair the mill with 2 villagers. That's at least something. Piggy Platypus says, what do you do if you see walls with man-at-arms? Attack or keep looking? It kind of depends. I have no easy answer for you. But what you do need to do is find some value. So that's a nice snipe from Antagonist. And this is an example of value from GoKu. He can't kill the Vil, but he's forcing some type of reaction. So I'm a big fan of attacking walls if you're not sure if you can do damage elsewhere. Because they're going to have to repair at the very least. They have to react to you. But yeah, it is situational. In this case, I think both players have done a really good job. Antagonist sat here for a while. So GoKu thought he could slowly house wall out here. And then Antagonist switched position. He's also looking this direction, see if there's any villagers on the side. Neither player has gone to the sides. And Antagonist is actually adding more man-at-arms. So that's probably been confusing for GoKu. He's probably like, where is the archer follow-up from him? This doesn't make any sense. I don't think he saw the flag on the barracks either. Nice save from Antagonist, and that's what I mean. When you're this close to the town center, you can do that. Antagonist plays with a lot of confidence. I don't know if that actually matches how he thinks, but when I watch him play, he makes a lot of confident decisions, and that's overconfidence right there. But I guess it's 1 for 1 on the Eco KD. He is Romans. There's 5% greater efficiency. No Eco upgrades, though. Does still have the man-at-arms around. And now GoKu doesn't have the scout, and not having the scout's pretty brutal, but there's archers here with fletching. And I think archers with fletching could be a real problem here for Antagonist. He needs to go for an archer range. I know he has the extra armor, but still, that's not enough. The archers are going to be in. There's the archer range for Antagonist. Still attacking over here. GoKu's still making archers. GoKu really needs another wood line, so that's a good wood line to go to. And archers are going to move in. Maybe some of these vills are weak from earlier. But with a couple skirms from Antagonist, he could probably be okay. He did a great job seeding farms this game. He's got 12. We've only got 7 for GoKu. But GoKu's also made the archers. Oh, God, there's an overchop. Or over bush, over berry. There's an over berry. I'll work on that. But now the man-at-arms are going into the TC. The archers are getting pulled back. The villagers can get back to work. Scout for Antagonist went down. What do you say? Overpick? Over forage is too long. It needs to be one word. So over berry, over pick, over bush. Is it now over bush? Over bush sounds like it could go a little bit sideways. I feel like I should avoid using the word bush in my commentary. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Skirms and Man-at-Arms are looking pretty strong. I'd like to see scouts here from GoKu. Or what you can do is you could just avoid this army. And try and sneak the archers. Crazy just how open Antagonist is played. Look at that economy, man. But he doesn't have the res collected lead. There is the stable. Love how GoKu snagged those early eco upgrades so he can get the additional vills. And again, this gives him a lot of potential. He doesn't know that Antagonist is still moving forward. But the second he sees this, he'll need to defend at home and then go into Antagonist base. This is not easy to deal with because you've got the skirms behind to deal with the archers now. And this is far from fully walled. Archers are going in for GoKu. You can tell Antagonist is ready. Antagonist will kill that Vil. Oh, man, but GoKu needs to move in. GoKu needs to move in. Antagonist has some skirms around just in case. But GoKu is spending so much time trying to damage control here. This is where I see the speed difference between the two of them become slightly evident. I think the defense will be good enough for Antagonist. He's still forcing lots of reactions. He's actually getting forging now, which is crazy. Forging Man-at-Arms is so rare. But nice defense from GoKu. The quick walls again. There's a million idols right now, but he quick walls it. The Spearman is trying to run off the map. Still microing back there against the skirm. Still microing back here as well. Really messy game. Both economies are kind of falling apart right now, but I definitely prefer Antagonist just because of the sheer amount of farms. Some of those farms have expired, but his resources are rising. There's still villagers exposed for GoKu that are just not really doing what he wants. And man, these Man-at-Arms are so good, man. These Man-at-Arms are so good. My God. It's impressive. To make that many Man-at-Arms, get all those upgrades, and still be on the way to Castle Age is crazy. And GoKu needs to get these villagers back to work, man. He needs to get a scout over here to kill that skirm. These villagers need to be into his base. Resources collected is close, but, like, the food count has been way different here. Every time I look at Antagonist's base, he's got 5 or 6 more farms. He's collected 700 or 800 more food there. Actually, bad math, but, you know, close enough. But now is the weak point for Antagonist because now the counterattacks can come in. The scouts can come in and the archers can come in again. He's still exposed. The wall the right side. He defends there. Someone in chat says, Way have the weird CA, right? I mean, that's a little disrespectful. Don't call them weird, dude. Just because they're a little bit different. But yes, they do have the weird cav archers, if you wish to call it that. And I think it's a really good unit here. The Jean Bay. It's not weird. It's weird. True. I like it, chat. Another barracks from Antagonist. He's bringing a Vil. Like, he might want to go forward for a siege push. Wood situation has definitely seen better days for him, especially because he never got double bid axe. But he will be walled. The sneak archers won't work out for GoKu, and GoKu's not up yet, guys. And if this is longswords with armor, they're going to bust down these buildings so fast, and he will have no answer to it. This could end the game. Super clean from Antagonist. I didn't actually look and see what he played in the first rounds. So I don't know if there's precedent for this, or if this is the first time he showed this, but he's committed. Okay, I can't do the accent, but I'm gonna try and quote somebody. And you guys guess what player I'm quoting, okay? I'm not even gonna try and do the accent because it won't be good. But he's like, this is how you play the Romans, actually making infantry, not just playing scouts and archers for the 5% efficiency bonus. This is what I'm talking about. It's not a direct quote. Okay, a lot of people saying MBL. You're wrong. It's Doubt, dude. Doubt hates it when people are not making infantry with Romans. He's like, come on. Who makes knights and archers with Romans? This would make Doubt very happy. I don't know how I could ever do it. No one can ever impersonate Doubt. Doubt is the only lord. Dubist says, Tristan 90, can you tell Red Bull to invite Viper? I'm sorry, but I can't. First off, if I were to do that, they're not going to listen to me. Second, that's not really how it works, man. I'm bummed for Viper, and I'm bummed for the scene. You know, I think it would be good for Viper to have there, but a quali, you've got to make it happen yourself, right? So you can't do a qualification and then just invite somebody after the fact. That's pretty rough. So, and here comes the ram from Antagonist. Also, we'll follow it up with the monastery. Goku's about to hit Castle Age, but he's surrounded by 15 longswords, and now the ram is here. He's gonna drop a castle though. Damn. I mean, if you're going to drop a castle, you need to drop the castle way faster than this, man. Okay, there's the castle. He's going full stone wall on the left. Lots of repairs. Really needs to get bloodlines completed before the castle's completed. Because he wants to go for the Tiger Cav. The Tiger Cav need bloodlines. We cannot have a Sato situation all over again. Sorry, Sato. But he missed bloodlines as the Magaros the other day, and it was painful. Oh, no. Oh, no. The stable's going to go down. Oh, no. Well, Bloodlines is denied. Antagonist continues this push. He's going to roll right by the castle for now. It's an awkward choke point to move through with Rams. Tiger Cav's out now. Now, Tiger Cav don't specialize against infantry. They're more of an anti-archer cav, but their stats are still really good. And I think Antagonist needs to leave. This is... He's gone a little bit too far here. This is a little awkward. Nice pressure, though. It's still one town center, but he's through. I don't think this will amount to much. I think the Tiger Cav can kill this off. Let's see how the fight goes, actually. Yeah, I mean, the longswords are good, but that's because the Tiger Cav don't have bloodlines, and the Tiger Cav can still just micro back because of the mobility and then heal up. So I think this could work for Goku. I really think what Antagonist needs to eventually do is boom. But his eco's wide open, and things are really messy right now. So he needs a second town center. He'll town center over here on the food. And oh my goodness, he's in again. He's just got units everywhere. He's got scorpions on the front. He's got longswords in the back. But the longswords are just not... They don't seem like they're the way. Against the way. This is with no bloodlines. And every time you get a kill with a Tiger Cav, you get more HP and you get more attack, which helps you win the next fight. Unit's insane. I don't actually know the exact cost. I think this unit's very, very, very strong. Arguably too strong, but I don't have the exact cost memorized. I certainly know they're cheaper than Rams. And if Goku can just avoid this, like, he doesn't need to engage into this anymore. He can't be pushed. If he could just go counterattack, this could be a really long game where Goku has all the initiative. So nice job from Goku to hold. That was impressive. The castle idea was maybe the only thing he could have done to survive there. And is Antagonist fully walled? He is not. Here come the Tiger Cav. And oh boy, we've all been there before, right? Now the nerves start to come in. Now the raids begin. Boom. 2 villager snipes like that for Goku. 3 villager snipes. 4. Oh, God. There's a town center back here he was building. He thought was safe. Oh, it's going to be a 5th villager. Yikes. And the infantry is just left chasing. Beautiful job from Goku. He's got the villager lead now. He's dropping the 3rd town center over here. Stone and wood... gold and wood is there. We do have Antagonist pushing forward on the left side, though. With a bit of an AI army. But if he gets the conversions, if he uses the longswords and the scorpions, it could get value. Another castle? Wow. I mean, how much stone has he had? But he wants to avoid this push. He doesn't want to take the fight. He just wants to run around and use mobility. And so if you drop that castle, you don't have to take the engagement. And look at how many vills he's sniping. Crazy. And actually, the hole is still there. There's also a monk right there. Antagonist is pushing. There's a monk right there. Get it, Goku. He doesn't get it. Or rather, he does get it, but he loses the unit and he loses the rest of his army. Whew. So, I would just be shocked if I was Antagonist. I'd be like, are you kidding me? How does he have a castle there? He double checks the settings real quick. He's like, are cheat codes on? Can you imagine if he typed rock on right now? He goes for good old cheesesteak Jimmy's for a fast imp. Antagonist picked the Romans for the fast start. He wanted to end this game quickly. But now he's got town centers on both sides, which is good because you can't raid both sides at the same time of your GoKu, not easily. But it's a lot you have to manage and defend. I think this game has just become twice as hard right now for Antagonist. What's up, Starfish? He says, T90, how are you going to approach the 3 new DLC civs in TTL? They'll be released in TTL unless there's some big issues, right? If there's a bug, or, you know, if there's something that makes it problematic, we will have to adapt at the time. But the plan is DLC gets released mid-TTL, and then they are played mid-TTL as well. There's Bloodlines for GoKu. Crazy he hasn't had that this entire time. Love the Jianbei choice. That's also good against the longswords. This combination of military just feels so good. Now, Goku's archers try and kill the monks, but will fail. But GoKu, he could just boom like a madman right now. I guess the composition I think Wei would struggle to kill the most would probably be Halb and Siege Ram. So if Antagonist can eventually cook up a good enough eco to get there, that could become very strong. But this is a very open map, and Romans are slow. So it's tough to chase with Scorpions and with Monks. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. He's looking for the conversions. He still has Scorpions there. That's actually not horrible. But I think he's still going to lose the fight. Crazy. He got a decent amount of hits with the Scorpions, and he got a decent amount of conversions. But he's still going to end up losing everything here. At least I think so. There are some weak units in there. There are also Scorpions in there. The longswords are coming back. The Scorpions are still getting some hits. But I imagine the pressure you're feeling right now if you're Antagonist, because there could be units on either side of your base. I'm actually curious how Centurions would do. Centurions could be kind of fun to see. They're really expensive. But shouldn't Tiger Cav be just as, if not more expensive? I don't know what the cost is yet. Tiger Cav's still new. I don't have that memorized. I know Centurions were made cheaper at some point too. 60 food and 80 gold for a Centurion. What is it for the Tiger Cav? 80 gold's really the issue there. I mean, I just don't know how Antagonist can do this without mobility. I think he's going to try it. Centurions are 75 food, 85 gold. Really? So Centurions are more expensive than Tiger Cav? And Tiger Cav get extra attack and extra HP every time they get a kill. And are attached to the Way, which get new villagers from every eco-tech. That feels a little bit wrong, but let's see. Let's see. Maybe the Centurions can take the fight. They're not going to be able to take the fight if they trickle in like that. You can tell Antagonist is panicking right now. And GoKu has found the way to defend and counterattack perfectly here. 13 villager kills. Lots of harassment on both sides now. GoKu is locked in. GoKu needs maybe another castle. I'd love a castle towards the middle to protect these stones and golds, and then to see Imperial Age. Antagonist needs a big fight. He needs these Centurions to be strong. But man, is he getting harassed on both sides. He's getting raided over here. He's getting raided over here. Goku's just everywhere. He's just everywhere, man. It's amazing. I thought he was... Like, type a 1 in chat if you thought he was toast. Like, the castle age time was insane. He was losing the front of his base. He had no army. The castle was the only thing that kept him in this game, and then he used the units perfectly. It was good micro to micro the units away, and then to mix in the Jean base too has been a really good call. Yeah, and there's Imperial Age. Damn. And a castle. which is a bit funny because you think it's for trebs, but he can't actually make normal trebs with this Civ. But still, it's a good position to lock down, and then he could just make traction trebs from behind it. Still think there was an argument to just castle the middle, but castles on hills and castles on the sides are always going to be good as well. Crazy. Here come the Centurions. So I think the Centurions will start to clear up this side raid. But you can just play full Janbei now if you're GoKu. I think Janbei with imp upgrades could take care of the Centurions. Centurions don't have a lot of pierce armor, so it's not a unit that's really that good against heavy range units. A nice job from Antagonist, though. He'll drop another castle. He is going first full Centurion, but he will not be an imp. And GoKu is going to be an imp with solid military numbers. And population's close. If GoKu wasn't on the way to imp, I might think differently. Here come the Centurions. If they kill this army and they trap this army, there's some potential. The issue with the Janbeis is they don't consistently do as much damage as other units. It's that first volley that's really strong with them. I mean, that's not bad. This is also a really good castle from Antagonist on the left side because you'll no longer get raided there. It feels like he needs a full clear with the pain that's coming, and he still doesn't get the full clear. He's close, though. He's also getting a raid here. He also will see that there's a castle coming from GoKu on the left side, but he also sees imp. GoKu maybe needs to be a little bit more careful, but yeah, I think this castle will be protected. Should go up. He backs away over towards this castle here. He will drop the Siege Workshop. Maybe just dawned on him that he can't make regular trebs. Nikov, are you possibly implying that Wei are OP? Because if so, that's crazy. The Nikov I know would never, ever, ever be outspoken on balance concerns for the game. I agree, though, Nikov. I agree. I mean, it's a really good Civ, but at the same time, GoKu played it really well. He played it really well. And what a start for GoKu. That's sick. What I love about GoKu is he doesn't necessarily have a lot of flash to him, right? Like, you never watch a GoKu game and you're like, damn, that one play was really sick. He's just so solid and so well-rounded. That's his first game in TTL. There will be 2 more games in the series. Nice start, though. Remember, Antagonist won 3-0 the first time he played TTL. Or his first round. This is technically his second. So, Antagonist will want to recover. That was the neutral map. We'll go to Antagonist home map next. But well played, GoKu. That was sick. Sick use of mobility. And that is why some people will not make swordsmen with the Romans, because the swordsmen are really slow on an open map. Antagonist needed to break him a little bit faster. He had more food eco that game, but he was behind in everything else. Fun game, though. Damn. All right, so I'm going to look over to GoKu's side. Does he go instant dock, instant barracks with 2 villagers on a lumber camp? Because that was the build order we saw from Stark, another Brazilian earlier. And yes, it looks like he is. So here he goes with the vills. This is Tulou. It's a regicide start. You start with a lot more resources and a lot more vills here. And oh god. We also have antagonists trying to dock. But like I said, guys, you start with 0 gold on this map unless you're Aztecs. And Aztecs can get loom. Antagonists won't be able to unless he goes to gold early. Also, we have the queens just passing over here. This is regicide mode, but it's queen edition. If you lose your queens, you are also defeated. So there's a 50% chance of getting a queen or 50% chance of getting a king. But yeah, GoKu sees this. Honestly, I would just get loom. Don't even make militia. I would just get loom, and I would just go Vil fight that. And then Goku's dock is wasted, right? He is going to make militia. He is going to bring the eagle. And I guess he has more Vils here. And yeah, he's going to try and fight this back. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Antagonist has clicked up the feudal. What on earth is this crap? What are these builds? We got a queen regicide start. We have 2 militia and an eagle against 2 unloomed vills. And we will have a 3-minute feudal age from Antagonist. Obviously, you start with more res in this, and you start with more vills, but still, that's like crazy fast. So what is he gonna do? Is he gonna go galleys? He doesn't have a barracks. It feels like he has to go galleys, which is kind of insane. But there's 5 villagers here without looms, so maybe that's a play. Why says you start with 50 gold? Why, my friend? You start with 50 additional gold as the Aztecs only. Otherwise, you don't have any gold on the map. There's a lot they've had to do here. You have to bring in the boars. You have to potentially push in some deer. Your boars are outside your wall. I mean, Antagonist is in feudal age. GoKu probably thinking about feudal age himself. And he will click up. So, I mean, he probably just needs to leave the middle now. And that's fine. He won't have the food, but neither does Antagonist. And, ooh, Goku's Drush and Eagles move to the outside. Still no loom for Antagonist, and he walls up. What a weird game. So, yeah, earlier versions of this map, as the queen is holding the gate open, earlier versions of this map would have it so some players wouldn't have to wall the backside of their wood line. And I like the map for a regicide start, but there was just a couple things I felt were unfair from time to time. So we balanced that so the wood line is always exposed, and you have the potential to wall it like Goku was doing, but your player does have to choose to do it. Remember, you start with free farms, you start with so many water buffaloes, you start with boars. A lot of this feudal age shenanigans is not really meta because you can get to castle age pretty easily. But not in this type of game. When we saw Stark play, though, Stark went for a sneak archer range, and there's no archer range. Antagonist is going to drop his own range now, so he'll make some archers. And he made a fire galley here. Turs says, I hate queens. How dare you, Turs? That is so disrespectful. He also says, the rest of the sentence is, because I have big kings mod, and it doesn't work for the queens. Ah, well, you got to reach out to the mod maker. That's funny, though. How big is your king compared to a normal king? Is it like double, triple, quadruple, 10 times? I mean, this is fairly uncommon to have the queens actually add value to the game, but we did announce it to the players. Do you take the risk? That would win you the game right there. Antagonist didn't attack it. It would take quite a few hits to kill it. You don't want to get your scout trapped. And Goku's like, oh, yeah. And he could always just run back into his base and be fine. There's the forward archer range from Goku. So, again, it feels very similar to what Stark's build was. Antagonist doesn't see that. But he does see the blacksmith now. I think Antagonist is pretty prepared for this. This feels like a really nice counter to this particular build. Just has to be careful with this archer. Goku with the quick walls. Goku will get the blacksmith up. And so it'll be a ranged unit war for both. Economies still need to be managed. Eventually they chop through. All the stone is on the outside. No stone in the middle. And Antagonist a little bit frazzled. Getting housed a little bit. I think he really needs more on wood than he has. But he's going to fix that. He doesn't have a blacksmith yet. But there's the blacksmith. So yeah, the water doesn't really matter here. What a weird game, though. This is cool. What's fun about TTL is you can see... Like, we'll watch silver and gold play. And then the meta might be completely different for platinum. Like, there's probably a bunch of platinum players judging the crap out of these guys right now, thinking that their strats are horrible. But then there also might be some strategies that carry over. I just don't know about this one. It seems like players really like the feudal age approach here. It's still very early. Skirmishers are out for Antagonist. Finally, he gets fletching. Nice pressure from Goku, though. He's got some really nice control. The can't help but feel like getting to that stone is going to be really important in this matchup. Dropping a castle and going up to Imp could be huge for the melee. Even just getting access to Karambit Warriors can be so nice for the melee. Maybe we'll see the rare Jag for the Aztecs. This pressure is piling up right now. It's Eagles and it's Archers and it's Skirms. There's so much more army for GoKu. What is this play from GoKu? Completely overwhelming Antagonist. Antagonist is forced into a tower. Tower will probably complete, but my god, this is a sick build from GoKu. The Brazilians have been in the lab, man. They've been in the lab. Let's go. Maybe that's why Miguel showed up. Miguel wanted to see this strat in action again. Maybe Stark is out there too, watching his build. Maybe it wasn't even Stark's build. He's just the first player I saw do it. I don't think Antagonist is in a really comfortable situation. His berries are still being harassed. His gold is still kind of being denied. He can't do any counter damage to GoKu. And you can't get stone for another town center or for a castle yet because you're not outside of the wood line. He'll be out of it soon, and then he has to search for that. GoKu's actually going to sell a little bit of his stone. And he will also be out. You know what I'd like to see here? It's a little crazy, but if Antagonist ever gets the walls here, and you can't really access the outside, I'd love to see a couple Eagles go around the outside. And you could bring a Vil, and you could, like, stonewall here and stonewall here. I think I'm getting ahead of myself. That's probably a little too crazy for the early game, but it's things to think about, right? I think sectioning off the outside of the map, because that's where all the stone is really important here. GoKu wants to go for the kill. Queen, still out in the open. If you lose the queen, you're dead. So you have a tower. So you could use the tower. It's pretty safe to do that, so you don't make any mistakes. That's what GoKu's done. Antagonist did win water, so he has some fish. He could always add fish traps with the melee, but, I mean, the water's in the middle of the map. Fishing ships on shorefish is really slow, but he is going to be in Castle Age faster. Nice micro from Antagonist. Antagonist, being the melee, will be in Castle Age faster than he would be with any other civ of how this game is flowed. I think this could have happened a little bit earlier. But now he might be able to trap the army if he hits the house again. The Eagles might be blocked off a little. He doesn't see the stone, right? He's looking for it. He's hoping for it. He's praying for it, and he'll find it. So that's always nice. But, I mean, does he heavily mine it? Is he looking for the berries, too? It bothers me so much that she is not in the tower. That's... I can't help but feel like I can't help but feel like that might bite him in the ass at some point, because the game's only going to get crazier, right? But who knows? Hey, he's found the stone. Okay, he buys the stone. He's going to drop a town center there. And GoKu, active on the right side with the Eagles. Full base build up on the left side. Queen moved again, and Queen is now in the tower. Thank you. You might want to get those relics right away here if you're GoKu. You've got a relic in the south to get. You've got a relic over here too. Basically, the north, south, east, and west, there's a relic, and then there's a relic in the middle. Eagles will run away from the Chonker. Nice eco lead for Antagonist, but he doesn't have a lot of control. Which is completely fine. Like, you can give up some control to get the boom lead and take that control back with some military. I think going Karambit Warriors would be ideal here, so he's pretty heavy on the stone. Not what the Eagles want to be doing. Is this a good trade? He's clearly thinking about it. He sees the elephant is weak. Okay. Honestly, could have been worse. Elephant's gone now. I'd love for Antagonist to have either a demo or even just a fishing ship inside of his dock. If you put a fishing ship inside of your dock, the opponent will never go anywhere near because they always think it's a demo. Not really the biggest army right now for GoKu to do much with. He is going around the outside. So that's fun, but that's a long journey, man. That is a long journey. I guess you can find some buffaloes on the way. But he struggled to keep these Eagles alive. He will be making a monk here, so he might convert that elephant from Antagonist. Antagonist is now dropping the third TC. Eagles still need to keep moving. Monk goes for the conversion. Antagonist deletes the elephant. Well played so far. Really close game. I think Goku's economy needs to improve, though. He's missing Bowsaw. He's missing Horse Collar. Those upgrades need to be in. He seems desperate for raids. The Eagles to make it through this way. So they might get a peek at where the town center is. There's some weak villagers in there. The Eagle dies to a fire ship in the middle. The Eagles are killing off the skirmishers here. Monks are out from Goku. Eagles are over here, and Eagles are over here now. I wonder if Antagonist will notice this. There's a lot of different areas he's being attacked right now. He's obviously going to look here, but this feels very random. Imagine if Goku brought a villager forward, too. Yeah, see, Antagonist is never expecting this. It's all about the flow of the game. It's not necessarily about what you see, it's what you expect. But, I mean, it was just one vill. That's fine. And over here, he defends. That's also fine. 62 villagers versus 50. That's good. Saving up the stone for a castle is also very good. Is Goku going to siege push this town center from the other side of the wood line? It's actually really annoying for Antagonist because he can't get units from back there over here. Huh, what a crazy game. Still 2 town centers for Goku. And yeah, let's snipe another villager. 3 villager snipes. Still hasn't lost any villagers himself. Still has a lot of map control on the left where there's going to be gold and a relic and just wood long term. I don't think Antagonist is expecting a siege push from here. He's going to be thinking about a castle towards the middle or maybe even right here. But even that's questionable when a Mangonel shows up because if that Mangonel spots you, it could take down the castle. Or deny the castle. So yeah, there's golds all around the middle of the map, and then the stones are on the outside. Who do you think wins this game, guys? If you had to pick. I'm seeing some big positives and negatives on both sides. It just feels very close. Goku's got the score lead, which always counts for some confidence, I guess. But once Karambit Warriors come out, man, the Karambits are great against Monks. They're great against Eagles. They're good against Siege, but you need the numbers. Monk was way too close to the water there. Everyone who just said Goku, you jinxed him. Because down went the Monk. Okay, castle's up. Yeah, maybe you mix in a couple Scorpions now. Maybe like 2 to 3 Scorpions, and you stop making Mangonels. And then if the Karambits engage, they have problems. The Eagles are going to get revenge for their fallen monk. That was their favorite monk. And yeah, they'll take down the fire maybe. Take down the monk getting the relic. Not bad. But Karambits are on the way for Antagonist. So guys, remember the Siege Tower shenanigans from Red Bull and how they banned it? So we have not banned Siege Towers, but we've adapted them with the script to make them slower, basically. I can read the full list, but you're not going to see that here because we balanced it ourselves via the maps. Big fight from Antagonist. If he clears this, it's a really expensive push. He didn't wait as long as I thought he would, but that is what Karambits can do. Karambits are so cheap as well. Such good value there. The villagers will get killed. The monks go down. The siege goes down. The town center stays up, and now you can just spam Karambits all over the map. And monks, you want to get a conversion and get good value. It's a 100 gold unit. You want that value in return. But Karambits are so cheap. Using monks against Karambit warriors feels like a waste. Also, imagine if he loses all these houses. My God. I would get a ram out there if I'm Antagonist at some point. But yeah, I don't actually remember exactly what we did with the siege towers. But essentially, I personally like that siege towers see more use. But the way they're balanced in the game right now is just really bad. So I felt it was a good decision from Red Bull to just ban it. Okay, our base pinned it for us. So garrison capacity is 5 instead of 10. And the HP is 175 instead of 220. That is an us change until the devs do something about it. Just to be clear, that is not the balancing team. That is basically us doing what we can by having to change it manually in the maps. Which is pretty crazy that we've been able to do that, but just want to make that completely clear. That may also change. If the devs push a patch that fixes it, we might revert those changes. What do you even make against the Karambit Warriors now if you're GoKu? Jags would be the play for the fans. But I don't think Jags are a very realistic choice because they're slow. Crossbows, I don't mind. I think Jags are so good against Karambits, you might just need a couple of them. So you can still make them, but you don't want to go full Jag. I think crossbows with ballistics can do fine for now. Big walls from Antagonist on the outside. And he's the only one that has relics collected, so GoKu wasn't able to get the relics this entire time. And Goku's also still exposed on the outside, and he still has to be careful, man. Like, crossbow mass is hard to build up, and the Karambits are doing pretty well. This is looking good for Antagonist. Relic in the middle will still be available. Nice try from GoKu, but the two Karambits were camping it, and Antagonist is on the way to the Imperial Age. There is a villager from GoKu sneaking through the wall. But now there's Karambits from Antagonist getting snipes on the right side. Antagonist has done a great job, and he's clearly prioritizing the outside right now. He's giving up the middle for the time being. I do like the amount of outposts he's building in the middle, but he's just hoping to get access to all this stone. And trying to wall is important, but GoKu didn't have any army to defend this wall, and that villager gets spotted now. And if GoKu doesn't wall quickly on the left, the Karambits are going to be through over there as well. I love this castle spot for GoKu if it's not spotted. Like, if Antagonist sees it, he can maybe build up some army, drop some, drop a castle, make trebs, and push this down, and then it's a bad castle. But if Antagonist doesn't see it, it gets interesting. And right now, he doesn't see it. It's very likely he might move that way for some reason, but he has no clue. Oh, God. Somebody tell the queen, you've got to escape. You better get out of here. Karambits were actually walled out on the left, so they tried to path that way, but then the wall... Yeah, the wall completed for GoKu, so now it's a wasted trip. It was a denied wall over on this side. Here comes the castle drop from Antagonist. He wants to kill early Imp. Imp is on the way for GoKu. It is that town center. That is looking rough. Amazing job from Antagonist. The Karambits were such a good play. His economy is insane behind this. Normally, when you go into a castle and you have to stabilize from big pressure, you don't have good economy. He's got that. He's got the skirms. Look at the amount of farms he's got around the back. He'll have the skirms. He'll have ballistics. He'll have Karambits. He's got the treb. The queen is in the tower. If you lose her, you will die. Okay, never mind. The castle's attacking the house. Fake hype. But, I mean, she's still in there. She could still die. This could still be a really big problem. It's kind of interesting. The blacksmith for GoKu is underneath the castle, so he might go for an imp upgrade, and he might be late. And, oh, man, it's such a mess back here. There's still random Karambits. There's no guarantee that GoKu even makes it to imp right now, guys. Oh, the queen! The queen! The queen! What? Where is that tower rally point set? Oh! Oh! GoKu! Ah! What? You've got to be kidding me, bro. That trebuchet was attacking the tower. It took down the tower to low HP, and then the final shot hit her in the face. Damn. Antagonist wins the game. That was crazy. And people complain about trebs not being completely accurate. Oh, I'd love to ask Antagonist if that was intentional. That's so funny. That's so good. Yeah, so guys, protect your queens. Let that be a lesson to you. What a great game. Antagonist ties up the series. We'll go to the third game with it being 1-1. I think this game is still probably over. I mean, GoKu, he's about to reach the Imperial Age, but even if he saves the queen, there's just so much pressure back here. And I also think that Antagonist just found out about this castle, so it's very likely he just builds up some army and pressures this castle next. I think Goku loses his TCs. I think he loses his castle. I think he loses this game. But that's certainly a fun way to end it. Well played, Antagonist. T90, I think he aimed at the queen. He stopped the Karambit from attacking her. I guess maybe that's true. Do you want to see it again? Let's see. So he's attacking. Wait, I think you're right. I think you're right, because the only reason I agree is because the Treb moves. It moves its angle slightly. Watch this. So it's looking this direction to hit the tower. And then it, like, shifts a little right there. And clearly it was aiming at something else and it hits the queen. Wow. I don't know if the Karambit was just patrolled into a farm and he just got unlucky there, or if he stopped attacking it, but damn, that was sick. All right, nice. Well, it can be so frustrating when people forget about their kings in regicide games, and it can be so frustrating when people don't remember they can snipe the freaking king, right? For every king snipe we've seen in a regicide game, we've seen 1,000 where people haven't gone for it, so nice to see it happen. That is the first time that I have ever cast a queen regicide game and she died. That's the first time. I've seen other ones that she hasn't died. Oh my god. Also, Goku thought it was bugged. Oh my god, guys, look at the chat. Antagonist is GG. Goku says WTF time? Like he thought there was a time limit or something. Antagonist says king died. Technically, it's a queen antagonist, but whatever. Goku says, only shit. 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. Antagonist says, yes, by Treb shot. Goku says, yes, 11, 11, 11, 11. Antagonist is sniped, 11, 11. Goku says, I forgot king, 11, 11, 11, 11. Well, it looks like they're having fun. It looks like they're having fun. I like that. All right. So we had some slopes earlier. Now we've got high tides. Another map that we put a lot of work into in the past, and happy to bring it into another T90 event. We've got the Navy potential in the north and the fish potential in the north. It's up high, and there's, well, technically no tide, but you get the point. Water is important on this map. I don't think you can just skip water. I think that's too risky, but I think you don't have to fight on water continuously, because the map is really open. It's very hard to wall up, very hard to protect. And then you do actually have this down here. So down here, we could see some sneak docks. We could see the hunt being taken, maybe just some mills down there. There's also stone and gold down here that you can't forget, especially if the game goes on for a very long time. Orkim, thanks for the resub, man, and you're welcome. Thank you. Antagonist, he's Japanese, so has the early wood savings with the cheap lumber camps. I would always expect a man-at-arm opening from Japanese. It's one of the best things they can do on hybrid maps. And Goku will have to work really hard to try and get to archers or scouts or something before that happens. I actually don't hate man-at-arm opening with the Georgians, but do you want to play man-at-arms when your man-at-arms are always going to be attacking slower than your opponent? It usually feels like you want to do something to counter them instead of match them here. But Goku will send villagers over to the wood line. He starts with the free mule cart, so he actually saves quite a bit of wood as well, because he doesn't need to invest into that. And there will go the dock. We fixed the shorefish a bit. It's easier to find some shorefish for the villagers, that being important and all. But you can't actually wall in your ville like on other maps. I don't know what Goku's doing right now. Hello? Goku? There we go. So yeah, you can do that, right? You can place those two palisades. But then your villager can still be attacked over the fish by a scout or something. So I'm going to assume Goku knows that. But Antagonist is bringing his scout forward. He actually gets Loom because he's worried he'd lose the Ville. So that's an interesting adaptation, and he'll drop a dock, which is actually a little bit closer to deep fish. So if you walk over this tiny island, you get more access to the deep fish. Yeah, but I think right now he's going to look for Goku's dock, and Goku could lose that villager, and Goku's going to come out and look for Antagonist dock, but the villager will be walled in. So yeah, that's the other thing about walling here, is you can actually wall in your vill. Very interesting. T90, why AoE2 and not AoE4 tourneys? Sorry if it's a stupid question. I just prefer AoE2. I think AoE2 is the best game ever, and I think AoE4 isn't. No hate to anyone who likes AoE4, but it's not AoE2. So, I'm just not an AoE4 guy. I think some people, when AoE4 was going to be released, and we heard about it, they might have followed the logic. They might have said, well, it's the latest edition from the franchise, so it must be better, right? Not me. I did give it a shot, but very hard to ever replace this game. So, but if you like AoE4, I mean, you're still welcome here, man. Some people like both, but I'm just not a big AoE4 player. You will also find people are not a very big fan of AoE4 here. I am not going off and saying it's horrible or anything, but, you know, some chatters might. Did Antagonist even find that dock? He didn't. And Goku, he did find the dock, so he knows that's up. He's going for the barracks. This feels like a barracks you would place if you're going man-at-arms. And ironically, not the case for Antagonist. You could still go for a late barracks, but adding in that third fishing ship delays the barracks timing that you would normally expect. Well, he just comes back home. He'll push in the zebra. I still think he could do it. But yeah, just so much to scout and so much to adapt to here. T90, why no AoE 1? Oh, just passing. I never actually played AoE 1. Most people played AoE 1 and then eventually moved to AoE 2. I never played AoE 1. I obviously know what it is, and I've like seen it a little bit, but I never really have the nostalgia for AoE 1 because I started with AoE 2. And then AoE 3 I never really played a lot of, but when I played it, my feeling with AoE 3 was that it was like too drastic a change. So like you go from AoE 1 to AoE 2 and you're like, okay, they improved some things, they kept the core game the same. AoE 3 felt way different to me. But again, I say this all the time. I play and dedicate my life to this game because it's an amazing, unmatchable, great game. Not because it's a good game, you know? I wouldn't be here if it was just a good game, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of good games. But yeah, I think it's the best ever. So here come the militia. Now, Antagonist did not scout this. He's so focused on the water. He's going to insta-win water. He's going double docks. He's also going to kill this villain in the north. He doesn't know it's man-at-arms from Goku. So they've reversed roles a little bit. Villager on gold is walled in, but the villager on wood is not. Antagonist has to be asking himself, if he's not fighting on water, what is he doing? And that's such good game sense. To understand he's still up quickly, to think through the bonuses. He sees the barracks now. He sees the range. Yeah, normally it's not just going to be straight archers. If you're not also fighting on water. And yeah, he gets the early walls. Well done from Antagonist. The key now for him is he needs to play on land, right? He doesn't have a barracks yet because he went for double dock and the fires. So those two fires are going to be enough to get what he wants. He is to quick wall and defend everything, and he needs that barracks ASAP. Because there's going to be archers and there's going to be skirmishers from Goku. This is the pros and cons type of hybrid map that you're looking for, guys. It's like, what is good here? Who is the better position? The answer is, say it for AoE4 guy, it depends. Goku could equally find value as Antagonist, just in very different ways. I do like how Goku has gotten some value from this fishing ship and forced that fire ship to go away. I think that's a nice little detail. But I also really like the tower from Antagonist because here will be a range follow-up. There's the range follow-up from Goku. And, oh, he overchopped. He overchopped the wood line. Goku would love to get a villager pick here, but yeah, he has to back away. That's still really good. There's been a lot of idle time for Antagonist. And there's been a lot of panic. Very curious on Goku's eco transitions. Will he farm? Will he come down here with a mule cart or a mill? So far, he's playing pretty clean, and there's just not enough ranged units to defend for Antagonist, and he has to run. A Goku kills one. Could have maybe with some better blocking killed the second, but he can just shift right back over to this wood line. This is so good for Goku. This is one of those situations where you probably need to break the cycle of being casual with your building placement, and you need to really panic down in archery range. Because he went 1 villager on the barracks, taking his time, 2 villagers on the range. I think if he had some resistance a little bit faster, could have been in a better situation here. Oh my god, but nice quick walls there to keep the archer away. Still repairing over here. He will have fletching. He will have archers. He will have skirms. He might be able to hold here. And remember, he's got 5 Japanese fishing ships, so that will be incredible for his eco, excuse me. And he might end up killing the scout here. Not sure what Goku was doing there, but... 1 HP! Loses the scout. And yeah, Antagonist will hold. Lots of idle time. But he'll have skirms everywhere he needs it now. Might be a situation for a forward tower from Goku. If he wants to deny the gold and the wood line. Oh man, he runs into the tower though. I don't think he saw that. There's so much happening right now. It's just so messy. Oh, and Antagonist also lost the fight over here. Anytime you see what you consider to be a mistake in AoE2 when watching a game, at least at a high level, it's likely because something else is happening. So I always try and explain that as well, of course, but you just got to keep that in mind. That instance there where Goku's underneath the tower too long is because he was winning the fight on this side. Man, I mean, we've been in Antagonist base the whole game, and he's just been so many villagers moving around. Such crazy inefficiencies. But he's got the fish. He'll have all of the fish. Very unlikely Goku can come back on water, even though there's not any big pressure there from Antagonist, and there really should be. Here we've got 11 farms. Here we've got 3. So 3 farms and 7 fishing ships evens out the amount on food. I think Goku would love to reach Castle Age a little bit faster here. If you just get Bodkin Arrow, you could probably win the game by denying this. This was a panic tower from Antagonist. That tower felt incredible when he placed it. 3 minutes later, it looks horrible. Which is kind of crazy, right? Yeah, Azure, I agree with you. If you're the faster player and you're in especially a really intense environment, right? Like high pressure, I think you should lean in towards that. Kind of like MBL in that Red Bull series, right? It wasn't perfect from MBL, far from it, but he just played chaotic. It used his speed and used the chaos, and the opponent's going to make mistakes. They're going to crumble under the pressure. And I know it might not feel like a series like this is super high pressure because it's not as big a stage as some of the other tournaments we're always casting. But this is the category of player that doesn't have as much experience, right? Goku's played in tournaments and so is Antagonist, but this isn't a regular thing for them. This is as big a moment as it can get for them, at least for now. So, yeah, I mean, there's going to be some nerves here. And Castle Age is on the way for Antagonist. I think that makes this a really nice game. Because if he was later to Castle Age, he'd have problems. He'll clear this up. Nice defense. He doesn't have enough stone for a town center. He doesn't have enough stone for another tower. Man, I feel like the town center here is going to be so needed. Now, this is crazy from Goku. Goku just saw the skirmishers here. Oh, but he attacked it. He just attacked the lumber camp? What was that? I think his unit stopped. And they attacked the lumber camp. And that gave Antagonist a heads up that his army's here. And that's so bad. That's so bad, dude. I was just saying, like, it's pretty wild for him to come back to this woodline with the archers. Had he not attacked that, I think Antagonist never expects it, and he can maybe kill the whole woodline. But your units will auto-attack buildings unless you put them in no attack stance. And that little attack on the lumber camp gives Antagonist exactly what he needs. There is a fight back from GoKu on water, and Antagonist isn't noticing yet. He's still chasing this down. There's also a ranged army here from GoKu, but all the archers will go down for GoKu. Really wasteful there. We needed to be sneakier than that. It's funny, he's looking for the fish. He's not finding them. But also, Antagonist, I think, completely forgot about this dock. I don't think he ever expected GoKu to sneak back on water. So, this was his advantage. Now he might need to switch up his focus. He immediately queues up some fires. I think he'll be able to deal with that. But he's going to go into knights himself. We've got stables from GoKu. GoKu's going to try and go for knights as well. But GoKu has a lot of skirms. Those skirms will be pretty vulnerable against knights. Yeah. The Antagonist loses the fire ship. He'll lose the fishing ship. I'm sure he'll keep some of his fish alive, but he'll lose a couple fishing ships. This was an area that he was supposed to have defended. That'll be at least 3 down. The skirms will meet on the hill. GoKu doesn't know about knights yet. He needs to have his own knights here soon because there'll be a lot of knights for Antagonist. Now he sees the knights. Now he's making the knights. He'll immediately drop a church. This does give him a little bit of protection on the front. Might want to drop another one in the back. Or maybe a town center on his gold there. Yeah, there's the church. Because, yeah, you can just garrison your vills in there. And they also fire some arrows, so he'll hold this. That's nice. Not bad at all. It's also really nice to have these skirms later because the Japanese will want cav archers. What a game. This is a really nice game. So once again, guys, I'll ask, because I think it's very close. It's been pretty close all series. The first game has actually been the game that was the least close, but even that was pretty 50-50 for a while. Who wins? GoKu. Oh my god, does he... Bro, his knights are trapped. And in order to free them, he would have to delete either a stable, a blacksmith, or the church. It's not like it's a house either. Oh my god, he needs all those buildings really badly. He can't... Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That's so bad. Oh, well, that was probably the best choice. Delete the church and he'll just rebuild another one. Cav archers are out in full force for Antagonist. He also killed off most of the skirms. That's a good spot for him to be in. He did stabilize on water. Still needs to take down that dock, but he can do that. And he's dropping the second town center. So I'd say Antagonist has a slight lead. Still far from over, but cav archers with Japanese here feel perfect. Because you have the mobility to keep up with the Georgian knights. And later on, if knights ever become an issue, you have good monks, you have good halbs. Crazy. There's the second TC for GoKu. GoKu would have loved to keep those skirms alive, right? Like, if he still had those 10 skirms somehow, I think he could justify elite skirm with the knights, and it's a bit of a different game. It'll take some time to build up those skirms again. That's the second monk I've seen GoKu lose this game. He lost the one on the front a minute or two ago, and he just lost one there. He is chasing that down, but he's still trying to keep these knights alive, and the knights kind of get trapped in here. The Georgian knights do regen now, but you need to get away. Yeah, he pulls back the weak ones. That's a lot of cav archers. Oh my god. Nice spot for Antagonist. The church does add to the work rate of the area around, so that's nice. 2 town centers is good too. But yeah, he's having to mix in skirms now and give up on the knights because the cav archers are in so heavy a number. This is going to be a tough couple minutes here for GoKu, I feel, until he gets the skirm numbers. And to be honest, he's maxing them out of 2 ranges. He could get to the numbers soon, and maybe once he sees the cav archers here, he could send the knights into Antagonist eco and try and get a raid. Here come the knights. Now there's a town center there, but Antagonist needs to garrison. He does. Nice reaction. Cav archers are in the back. The skirms are coming back from GoKu. The monk is there. You probably just kill that monk. You just kill the monk. You're going to lose. I don't like that. I don't love that. You're going to lose a unit there anyways. You might as well kill the monk. But he loses the unit and he doesn't kill the monk. Goku's struggling. It's just details like that, right? Like being able to make those tiny little decisions while under pressure is really difficult. That would be nice to at least prevent that monk from being out there getting relics. Should be a couple relics here for Antagonist. And he's able to get away from the skirms. And Ballistics is on the way. So yeah, you just want to play all in Castle Age, I think. And maybe play Knight, Siege, and Cav Archer for Antagonist. You do have a good late game here, but the map is really open. And Monk's still looking for those relics. That's the second time I've seen him pick up a relic. It doesn't say he has any relics collected yet. Let's not forget about this gold in the north. Should be easier for Antagonist to defend this. I wouldn't mind a TC up there. But yeah, 1 relic collected for Antagonist, about to be 2. Army of Skirms moving forward for Goku. And running away with the Knights. It's a nice find. Antagonist wasn't expecting the Skirmishers to be there. Nice cutoff. The Siege Workshop's actually over here. He wants to pressure this area. Really like the way Goku's eco is looking right now. Look how many farms he has. It's been crazy how one player's had the fish and the other person hasn't. And the food count's the same. Feel like resources collected between these two has always been even. And that will become the case even more because Goku's doing exactly what you need to do with Knights. Avoid the Cav Archers. Raid in the back of the base. Nice find there. Vil count's pretty close to even now. Still don't think Goku's going to have an easy answer for the siege push. But he has some time here. He has lots of resources. If he completes the market, he could buy himself a castle to defend. Antagonist will chase this down with some monks. He'll chase this down with some of his own knights. Good call. I think he will end up clearing this. Still good work from Goku. Ideally, you use your skirmishers before they go down. Not what he wanted. He doesn't kill the monk. He loses the knight. He'll lose his whole army, and now he's getting pushed on the front. But that's why, right? The micro's not perfect there because he's getting pushed on the front, because he's under a lot of pressure. And so he'll go for Redemption and Sanctity. Monks can convert Siege, but can you keep the monks alive too? I feel like you need the Knight counterattack to distract. And as Antagonist is reacting there, then you can get the conversions on the Siege to hold. And then the second the Siege is gone, the Skirms can move out again. But man, like, Antagonist just has a monk everywhere. He gets another conversion. He's even going to stonewall this so he can't be raided. This is crazy good play from Antagonist. Now, he'll see the monks, but he'll never expect Redemption. Oh, God, if he kills the monks, though, that was really close. Yeah, I mean, if he kills the monks, then I think the defense stream is dead for Goku. Goku needs the conversions now. Have to be very careful here, though. Now, the first time this starts to happen, Antagonist might not realize. But he does realize he also kills the one monk because it's weak from before. And conversions! No! Goku, no! He loses every monk. He loses every monk. He doesn't take the siege. Maybe his own siege there could be an option. But the counterattacks haven't worked out. Antagonist is building another town center. Antagonist is such good position right now. I find this Civ matchup on hybrid maps is maybe one of the worst for Georgians. Because the Japanese Cav Archers are better than the Georgian Cav Archers. They have good monks. They have very flexible opening with the fish. They have the halb. You think about what Georgians want to make, Japanese are a really nice matchup. And Georgians don't get Bombar Cannon, and neither do Japanese, but the Japanese get the Treb bonuses. And Japanese have good towers, so it's like all the things that the Georgians do well, the Japanese can match, or maybe do slightly better. But man, so much of this is the gameplay, dude. Antagonist is so quick. I think he came in here today thinking he would get the sweep. And that's why he was so crazy aggressive in the first game. At least when I watch him play, he just looks so confident. He's on the way to Imp. And GoKu doesn't get the conversion. And tanks a big skirmisher shot. It's going from bad to worse. Antagonist, calm down, brother. Calm down. Okay, he's just diving. He just doesn't care. And who says he has to care? Sure, we'll lose a couple good men in here, but this is some crazy pressure. The skirms are getting pushed all the way back. The cav archers and the monks are diving underneath the TC. I'm not sure you're going to see that in Platinum. I think Platinum players are going to be a tad more patient there. The town center got 10 kills, and they were pretty valuable kills. But still, Antagonist has basically pushed GoKu to the brink of elimination here. There was some raids in the north that I wasn't able to show. I think you just caught a glimpse of that night. The idle time for GoKu is crazy. And Antagonist is like, it's not a throw, chat. It's not a throw. It's fine. I did damage. I'll drop the castle. I'll be an imp. I'm too far ahead otherwise. I think that dive felt like a dive you would do if you felt you were behind. But maybe he just felt like the siege was just going to have limited effect in the long run and he needed to make something happen. He lost his whole army, so I like the idea of not going for a forward castle. If he went for a castle here, maybe the knights and skirms can actually clear it. Yeah, now that that castle's up, the only weakness he has is back here, and he's got town centers. Imagine if this was fully walled. Like, he had the right idea, but imagine if that was actually completely walled instead of a hole. The knights are going to run into the back, but GoKu taps out. GoKu knows there's no way he can hold on. He's too far behind economically. Cav Archers and Imp completely wreck the Georgians here if Georgians are in Castle Age. And, man, fun series. Really nice series. Yeah, I think for Antagonist, I mean, he was ahead at stages of every game. The first game he might look back on and think his approach was maybe wrong. But I think GoKu played really solid as well. I think what GoKu needed in this game was he needed to be a bit more aggressive on land, or he needed to actually compete on water. And I don't think competing on water is super easy if you want to do everything he did on land and against the Japanese. So, and don't. You give him the water, but maybe what you do is you come forward and you tower. I think that was the one thing that, as I look back on this game, he could have done, because he had army control this whole time, right? He's fighting, he's got more army. And look at this tower from Antagonist. Antagonist has a wood line and a gold. It could just be towered. Like, this tower does not protect from another tower. And Antagonist can't go for another tower because he placed his first one. So imagine that. If the tower goes up here, yes, Antagonist can eventually find another gold. Yes, he can move back there. But, I mean, those villagers are exposed, and that's a lot of pressure. So I think you could even tower here, wall it up, still continue the rest of the game the same. Maybe then those villagers actually just stroll down here on a mule cart and take the stone and get that stone back. That could affect the Castle Age times, and if it affects the Castle Age times, then maybe you can snowball it a bit more. But it was just some tiny things in Feudal Age. So, good showing. I'm really curious to see how GoKu performs. That was the second round for Antagonist. I'll pull up the group stage. I think that means Antagonist has 5 wins out of 6, which is really good. I think I predicted him first in the group. Still a lot to be played, of course, but I think he's got a lot of talent. Now, here's the groups we're talking about. Yeah, so once this is updated, he'll have 5 points for the 5 wins. GoKu will have 1. But, I mean, Goku's then tied with Baburam and Niaz, who also have 1, and Goku will be playing his second round, and it was just 1 round, so he can easily turn that around. So right now, so that would mean we have 5 points for Antagonist at the top of Group A. We have 5 points for Say My Name at the top of Group B. 5 points for Husiel at the top of Group C. We're about to see Gabby against Thunderbolt in about 15 minutes, guys, in Group C. That should be fun. because they're both really close there. And then Stark is at 6 points in Group D. So Stark's undefeated so far. Sick.